everybody. Martin's apparently not here because he's dying. But welcome to our Dynasty Pylon lunch hour special, where we're going to continue our conversation on the AFC South. Hopefully Martin will be here soon. Martin's dying. He's coughing up a lung off camera.
Dude, I don't know what.
There he is.
I don't know what's going on right now, man. Oh, I'm just dying right now. I'm choking on something. Something went around in the wrong pipe, but I am like not here right now.
Takes all Martin is dying.
Dude, I just started coughing like crazy right now. I'm like, okay, you're gonna have to do this right now.
That's funny.
Who are we doing first right now?
First up, I think I got the Jags. Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, and he's gone again. Oh, Martin. So the Jacksonville Jaguars' key additions were defensive end Tyson Alalu, cornerback Shaquille Griffin, which is actually a pretty good pickup, I think. And they got Marvin Jones, a wide receiver, which is another good pickup. God, Martin, you're still dying over there. This is bad. Peppa MD says Martin no, and also hi, fellas. It's going to be a long show with just me, guys. Now for draft picks. Obviously, everyone knows they got T-Law with their first pick overall. And then his running mate. They had a Jacksonville T-Law. That's right, Tank. And then they got his running mate, Travis Etienne, the running back out of Clemson as well. So they went Clemson. And then they got cornerback out of Georgia, Tyson Campbell. And then they went offensive tackle, also in the second round, Walker Little. And then they went safety, defensive tackle. It looks like a lot of defense in the later rounds. They also picked up a tight end, Luke Farrell out of Ohio State. And then we got Jalen Campbell, wide receiver out of Georgia Tech. So, I mean, obviously T-Law, I've heard nothing but good things from him. His teammates are saying he's got a cannon of an arm. Only time will tell, I suppose. Oh, my God, Martin, you were really dying.
Hey, dude, I don't know what's going on. All right. I'm here. I think.
All right. Let it all out, man. Let it all out.
Dude, I had to, man.
I just see you like hunched over like this off camera. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God. I this happened just moments like right before we were starting. I was like, oh God. All right, man, you're on your own right now. I'll help and click and shit, but you're on your own right now.
I know you're doing the intro, click, starts the show.
All right. I'm good. All right. So what did you do? Did you draft picks right now?
I did the draft picks. They had their additions. Their additions was like only 3 people.
Yeah, it wasn't that much.
I mean, they only lost 1 person. So, I mean, gelling wise, I mean, maybe they can gel as a team.
I hope so. I know with Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence, they already have that running back quarterback duo. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of they're familiar with that. Now, here's the thing with Dynasty players. I don't think we'll see any regression as much with James Robinson. People are a little worried. But I wouldn't be worried. A lot of these teams are going to two running back schemes. A lot of people are going from 1-2 punch running backs. So I don't see James Robinson having like a fallout at all this season. A little bit of regression, but not like drastic. He'll still be valuable, in my opinion, I think.
Plus, also helping Robinson is the fact that I think in practice and then the rookie mini camps, they've been lining up Etienne as a receiver. So I think they're just using different ways to utilize him, which still means Robinson will be on the field.
Yeah,
so that'll be good for Robinson owners, I think.
I don't think it's going to be entirely too bad. I think the Jags are definitely going to be okay. Now, are they going to win a lot of games? I don't think they will. I think I see them winning 4 or 5, maybe. Not entirely too much. But I don't.
I still think they need a lot of work on defense. So.
Yeah. But I mean, they got a couple of good defensive players there. I really can't think of any right now besides maybe.
Well, that's what's crazy because if you think like, what was it? 4 years ago, they were the AFC Championship game with what was considered one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah, and that was basically what kept them alive.
Now those players are like all gone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jalen Ramsey. I mean, I think they still have Miles.
They got Miles Jack still.
Miles Jack.
Miles Jack. Let me see here.
And then the line.
Trey Herndon is not too bad. He's all right. Hold on. I think Urban Meyer may change a lot, but not this year. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I definitely 100% agree there. He'll definitely change the outlook of that team. He'll make an impact this season. I think, was it 4 or 5 years he signed? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I think the losses will still be there, but I think you'll see them in a lot more competitive games. Like, they're not going to be the blowouts that, like, people are used to.
Right. And you still got Joe Schobert there too, and he's still a beast of a linebacker too. So I'm not worried about him.
He's the one who was praising Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. So I mean,
like, he makes throws that like veterans can't make.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, that's high praise, man.
But so if we look at their schedule, they got the Texans at the opener, then they're going to Houston for the opener. So. And then their first opening game is with Denver Broncos. And then you got the Cardinals, and then Bengals, Titans, Dolphins, Seahawks, Bills, Colts, 49ers, Falcons, Rams, Titans, Texans, Jets, Patriots, and Colts. It's from what they did last year and to coming into this year, I see them with 4 or 5 wins. I don't see them coming out with a whole lot of wins only because it's a new team, new type of system. Everything's new. So they still have to bond, and they weren't doing that hot last year. So it's only a minor improvement, not entirely too much. But, I mean, Tyson Campbell is a pretty good guy out of Georgia. Walker Little, offensive tackle out of Stanford. So it's not entirely too bad. They also got a tight end in the 5th round, Luke Farrell, so out of Ohio State. So I think they'll be all right. As coming from a team from last season, I think the minor improvement of 2 or 3 games. What do you think on that?
Yeah, looking at their schedule, I mean, they have some games that like the Bengals. That was a good question, Tank.
Fantasy question. As far as QBs, where does T-Law go in drafts? He's a ledge QB. So, Dynasty, obviously number 1. He's going like early draft picks. But for redraft, I see him not even getting drafted in some leagues. Like maybe late.
And if he is, he's like 3rd quarterback, backup quarterback, like in the last round
right now. And it's just because it's a redraft. Like rookies aren't really.
But I'm sure he'll go off in one game, and then everyone will be waiver wire.
Well, yeah, kind of like what happened to Tua last season.
Yeah,
they announced his he was going to start week 8 against the Rams last season, and everyone picked him up, but they didn't play him. And then like what I did, I picked him up and I didn't play him until like 2-3 weeks later. But where does he go in drafts? Okay, so like I said, Dynasty, he's going overall top 5 picks in Dynasty. in your rookie drafts. But for redraft, again, I've seen him as low as maybe round 14, 15, and 16, depending on how many you have in your leagues, of course. But I know, Tank, you do redraft, so that's probably a low end. Like, he's a good QB too, unless you go with a 0 QB style and then just pick Cam Newton and him up in the last, which would be kind of risky and also dumb. That's definitely two players I wouldn't risk. I mean, I will say this though, as Jaguars players go, any one of those guys are going to be pretty good. And yes, even Tim Tebow might actually make some type of production that might be there for a good week or two. I would not doubt if Tebow has 3 touchdowns, a throwing one, a rushing one, and a catching one, all in the same week, and like, I don't know, mid-season. Yeah. I see that potentially happening. But again, it all depends on them as well. So I mean, that's a possibility. I know not a lot of people are on Tim Tebow's, I guess, but his bandwagon. But I mean, I'm not. But do I see that? Yes. Now, as for DJ Chark and Laviska Shenault, I'm all over that. If Trevor Lawrence is good as half as what they say he is, then that's still the best QB they've had there in years, since probably the prime Nick Foles. So for me,
he wasn't good for them.
Well, no, but I mean, who was their best guy in the last couple of years? Minshew? I mean, Bortles?
Yeah, definitely not Bortles.
So it's like I said, if T-Law's even half of what they say he is, that's still probably better than most QBs they've had. So
I would almost say ever, except for maybe Mark Brunell back in the 90s.
Well, yeah. I mean, for me, I love the fact that I have DJ Chark on my squad. Like, I'm excited for that. I was excited for that last season. The moment that happened, that the Jets lost, and then the Jags ended up basically getting the overall 101. I was like, oh, dude, I'm all over this. Like, DJ Chark, any of those pass catching guys, their stock just went up. Tebow might not even make the team, according to rumors. Yes, according to rumors, I've heard that too. But again, rumors can also be as potential, like, to stir up the pot. Like, did we really see Trey Lance going freaking 3rd overall? No. But that's because the rumors were saying that he was going to. Well, okay. But the rumors were saying that they were going to go Mac Jones.
Yeah.
And that's only rumors thrown out there. Like, I don't know. Like, honestly, does he make the team? I think he potentially maybe make the team. I think the GM will probably say something. Look, this guy sells tickets. And it's true, it does. Hate him or love him, but people are going to try and see him.
Well, it's also, he's an Urban Meyer's guy, so.
Yeah, he's going to fight for him. I think he'll be that 53rd guy, and we'll see how he does. I mean, I do not see him not making the team.
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing him not making the team, too.
So, what was he, 82? Is he number 82 right now? Is that the number he chose?
I honestly have no idea what number he chose.
I think he chose like number 82 or something like that. So true, number 1 and 2 most sold jersey this year so far. That's easy money, piggy bank offer from. Yeah, definitely. And then this guy's gonna sell tickets regardless of the fact. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see him not making the team because he's probably gonna make the team. But that's what I think. And as for IDP purposes, Joe Schobert is probably a must grab. LB2, I think he's not even available in our league, so I think he's an LB2 for sure.
Yeah, wasn't he in
maybe
the top
even
10,
LB1?
Top 5 linebackers?
Yeah. Well, okay, yeah. No, you're right. So he's probably an LB1 for sure, 100%. Only because I'm a firm believer on the get your studs on the duds. Now, all these defenses suck, but if you get the best guys there, they're going to be all over the place. Why? Because they're the only ones producing anything. Yeah. So Joe Schobert might actually be like potential top 5, top 3 this season. That's just what I think. I mean, he's a really good linebacker. So I don't know, trade for him, I guess, whatever. But so that's Jaguars. Anything else you want to say about the Jags? Or
well, I'd like to finish how many games they were going to win.
I got carried away with the question, so yeah.
I know you're good. No, I kind of agree with you. I think the max wins I can see them winning without being shocked or surprised, I think would be 6. If they win more than 6, I'll be like, oh, dang.
No, you're good, Tank. It's fine. No worries.
Oh yeah,
we got till 6 p.m.
Yeah, we're good.
I could be here a couple hours. Like, as long as we're not jumping over the freaking show, your show, it will be all right.
But realistically, like I agree with you, they're probably in the wheelhouse of about 4 wins, probably.
Yeah, and that's just what I see. Like last year, they only had 2, right?
Yeah.
So why not 4? I think 4, maybe 5.
But hey,
6 is pushing it though.
You keep doing it. 2 years from now, they'll be at 16 wins. 2, 4, 8, 16.
They're developing, man, and I think they're gonna be like once this Colts era runs out. I think right now, I think it's the Colts division, and then as soon as they run out and they start losing guys or whatever because of contract reasons or something, I think the Jags are next in line to be that it guy. Because Houston's done.
Like, you don't like Tennessee?
Well, okay, we'll get to that, and I don't think they're gonna be good that very long, which I guess we could just transition into Tennessee. But I look, the only guy on that team is this guy right here, Derrick Henry. That's it. Okay. I mean, I know minor pieces with Julio Jones. Okay, he's old. Okay, he's only there for a good 2-3 seasons. And then Tannehill, he's good. Don't get me wrong. I like the guy. But the thing is, I don't see the Titans being good for maybe 4 or 5 years after this. Because a lot of them are on their back ends of their contracts. And then it was a struggle to get Julio there. So their time to win has to be now or next season. Maybe potentially in 3 years. But after that, I don't see, unless they pick up really good players in the draft, luckily. But I mean, they're constantly in the middle. They're never in the beginning of the draft where all the high prospected guys are. They're usually in the middle, so you get like that middle tier type draft pick, which is fine. I mean, your first overall is usually good, but too many of that affects you. I mean, look at us. We were always in the middle, and now it's starting to whittle down, and now we're in denial of rebuild mode as a Falcon. So I see the Titans being this. But, again,
I still think they, like you said, though, they have 1 or 2 more years, though. I think they can.
But it all depends on this guy right here.
Yeah.
And which is sad because you're relying everything on Derrick Henry. Everything.
But I already gave you my opinions on him.
That's his, what was that? His last year, maybe?
No. I think he's going to go against the norm. I think out of all the running backs in the NFL, he has the highest chance to still compete at a high level into his 30s.
Okay. Like Adrian Peterson and Frank Gore kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obvious. I think next year is going to be his last best year. I think after that, his numbers are going to start to reduce.
I understand that, but even if they start reducing, I mean, they're still pretty high.
Yeah, I mean,
instead of 2,000, he got 1,800.
Well, last year, yeah, the 2,000. But then, like, I think next year he'll have maybe close to like 18, maybe. I'm thinking the year after that, when he's like 28, 29 years old, I think when it reduces to like maybe 1250.
Well, that's a big reduction. They're skipping 1,500.
Well, I thought about 15, But I think they'll bring in. I think this is when freaking what's his face Evans is going to take over. I mean he's a big guy too. Who's his other backup?
Nichols.
Yeah. Hold on.
Arkansas, I think.
No. Yeah, McNichols is who you're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's another one. I thought it was like Evans or something like that. I'm thinking maybe Chris Evans. I don't know. I'm thinking of something else. But Evans is a sleeper this year. Yeah, I agree. Because if Henry goes down, which I don't see that happening, but he could definitely be a late rounder for sure. I mean, look at Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he went down, and then the next man up. So definitely these guys, we don't think about them getting hurt, but they do get hurt. Is this Derrick Henry's year where he goes down a couple weeks? We don't know. God forbid for that, but we will see. Let me get to their schedule.
Let's knock on wood. I don't want that to happen.
Well, I mean, I'm not knocking on wood. He's not mine, so I don't care.
I have him.
I know you do.
Giving me bad juju here.
Well, hey, dude, like, you had a 2,000 season with him, and you didn't even make playoffs, which is surprising. I think it was just because of the BS settings that we had, which we changed now. So, but if you look at here, they open up with the Cardinals. So that right there is going to be an interesting game, like September 12th. That first game, because they're both, I think, maybe same level overall. Like Cardinals are an overall like well-rounded team. I think maybe a little lack at the running back, but other than that, I think they could potentially give the Titans a run for their money, because the Cardinals defense is a lot better than what the Titans have. I mean, they might have like some good pieces there, but I don't know what you agree with that.
They picked up 4 defensive players in free agency, so
the Texans, or I mean the Titans.
Yeah. Well, they got Bud Dupree.
Well, they got Bud Dupree
for
the 5 years. Yes.
They got Janoris Jenkins, cornerback. They got Kevin Johnson, and then Denicio Otori, also defensive guy. And then the first pick in the draft was also defense, Caleb Farley, Virginia Tech.
So they made some moves. I mean, it's those 4 or 5 guys that brought in. I mean, are they going to go from like the third fewest sacked team to like a better, like they only had like 19 sacks last season, and Bud Dupree alone had 11 or 8, I think,
and that was with Clowney on their team.
Yeah, so I mean, if whatever, I don't think that's gonna really be a big difference. I mean, it could be, you never know, but it could be. So I got the schedule up there, yeah. So they have the Cardinals, then the Seahawks, the Colts.
Yeah, look at that murder row.
Yeah. Then Jags, Jets, Bills, Chiefs, Colts, LA, Saints, Texans, Patriots, Jags, Steelers, Niners, Dolphins, and Texans. Yes. It's a little bit balanced from what we know of now compared to what we know in season. But right now, I see them going 10 wins, 10-8.
10-7.
Or 10-7, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think division-wise, they're sitting at 5-1. I think they'll split with the Colts, beat Jags twice, beat Texans twice. I'd say like 11 wins.
11?
Yeah.
To go 11-6.
11-6, yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's enough for them to get into the playoffs. So, and then that's pretty much all that matters. I mean, after that, it depends on where they land and how high of a seed they are. I mean, they have potential of making it for sure, but it's just, again, as for Tannehill goes, he's got weapons left and right. Mm-hmm. I'm loving the way what had Tannehill. Like, honestly, Tannehill could potentially be top 10 I think. He's got Julio if he stays healthy. He's got A.J. Brown, obviously, still good. I mean, this is like without the Julio thing, I still think he was above the top 15 guys. I think he broke that threshold. And it's like, as we say here at the Nerd Huddle, Kirk Cousins is that prime meridian. So, and if you're not familiar with the Nerd Huddle, I mean, that's those guys on Tuesday. That's us on the Morning Spike on Sundays and Tuesday with the Bear and Grizzly show. And then we keep saying Kirk Cousins is that prime meridian. So, but yeah, I think he was above it. Now with the Julio edition, I think he's top 10.
I think he definitely easily cracks the top 10.
I mean, he might be the 10th, the 9th guy. Potentially.
I think the only thing they're missing from their offense is a tight end. Unless they have a backup that I don't know about.
I don't know.
Because they didn't draft one. They didn't bring one in free agency.
Well, they have for tight end.
Yeah.
They had Ferkser. Not was it Ferkser? Ferkser, was it?
Was it? I know they lost Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, but they barely used them as much as they used Anthony Ferkser.
Oh, is that who they use? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not even worried about tight end. Because they used them there. They had two more. And then our guy, Des Fitzpatrick, is going to be in there as well.
Yeah, I'm excited about him.
Yeah, so.
Throw that guy in the slot.
Oh, for sure. But didn't they bring someone else? A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, Josh Reynolds from the Rams.
Oh, Josh Reynolds, okay.
Yeah. So he's there too. So the weapons are there. The line's not bad. I think that, and then the offensive wise, these guys have it. Defense, they brought in a little bit more pieces. Hopefully, those pieces, those 4 or 5 pieces, do definitely help out, especially with Bud Dupree in there. And yes, Tank, I did acknowledge that it was careful. Those Vikings fans will come get you. I'm not worried about them because you guys are the ones who are poking the bear there, literally.
Poking the bear.
Yes.
You did.
Yes, I'm not worried.
Hey, as a Washington football team fan and having Kirk Cousins for like 5 years, 6 years, I can tell you he's definitely middle of the pack quarterback.
Well, yeah, but then no,
he's not bad, but he's not good.
Right, but then here's the thing: you're also a secondary Vikings fan.
Yeah.
So this right here is irrelevant to us here on Dynasty Pylon. Maybe the Morning Spike, and maybe for sure 100% the Bear and Grizzly show, but not here. Again, those are the Nerd Huddle guys. We love them, we hate them, whatever. We're all a bunch of group guys. We just make fun of each other, and that's they're on Tuesdays, Bear and Grizzly, and then Morning Spike. I'm there with them on Sundays. So today they have a show with Loki series, but I mean. Yeah, I'm not worried about these Vikings fans at all. We love them. Not as much as you guys, though. That their gods are out there, and dare you mentioned his name. Okay.
I think he's talking about Kirk Cousins.
Is that what he's talking about? Or is he talking
about
their
God out there, and how dare you mention his name?
Oh, whatever. You have your feud with their freaking little division there. But other than that, though, how do you think Julio Jones is going to do?
I think he'll be top 10 receiver.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think
he's
so.
going to be the number one guy.
He'll be the top 30 top receivers.
I'm sure Tannehill's going to have those plays where he just whoop.
Yeah, but I
he goes up and gets it.
I think with Julio there now, I think it brings more coverage towards him. He's pulling more of the DBs his way, where A.J. Brown is on the other side, just wide open. Like, honestly, I think A.J. Brown now is, if not better than Julio now. And we'll see that. And I know it hurts a little to say that and hear that, but I think A.J. Brown has a better yak, which is yard after catch. I think when he gets the ball, he does not go down. He's like a running back, dude. He catches it. And I think we were even talking about this, how he just
or when he gets onside kicks.
Yeah, well,
he took that one to the house.
But dude, he doesn't go down. And I think with Julio going up in age, we'll see a lot more of a regression. Again, and unless your name is Stephon Diggs, a lot of times new receivers go to a new team, and it takes them almost half the season to get accustomed to what their new system is, or potentially the season. Again, Stephon Diggs is the only outlier there. But other than that, other receivers that go to other spots, they don't produce as well as what we're used to. And I don't think Julio Jones is going to be that guy, but I will see again. How many more days ish? We got about 60 something until probably even less than that, right?
No, I think it's about 60.
Yeah. So
yeah, about a little bit more than 2 months.
Yeah, something like that. I know draft season's about to kick off. A lot of people are going to do that. Ours is in 23 days for our rookie draft, so that should be exciting. But yeah, speaking of draft season, fantasy football, we are going to do our – are we doing a draft next week?
Yes, I believe that is the plan, yes.
So we're doing offense, defense, IDP. We did one before, and that was slightly just as soon as the rookies got slided into defense. So now ADP's changed. ADP's now looking at to what people are predicting to get. So our draft could be potentially a lot different from what we did then. So we'll see if we can get any guys from the our other Nerd Huddle show, or maybe from the Get Right Fantasy guys. Maybe we can jump on there. Yeah. So Tink says, will Julio this year be like OBJ last year with the Browns? I don't think Julio is a cancer like OBJ, but those receivers, Eagles, are big. Yes. I don't think he'll be like OBJ. Not as cancerous. He's kind of a quiet guy. He's not really big into the flash artist kind of type. Like if you look at his social media, it's not really, it's not a lot. So he's never really kept he doesn't have a big mouth. It's not like he'll go off.
Yeah, I've never heard any stories of him complaining about not getting the ball or yelling at Matt Ryan because he didn't throw his way.
He's not going to be like OBJ. But will it be like him, like a ghost? No. He'll like I said, I think he'll still make his plays. Is he going to get an 80-yard bomb? Yeah, probably. That's probably going to be a missed coverage on one of the DBs or something, one of the safeties. They'll cover A.J. Brown or something. You know who I might think, though? Josh Reynolds and Des Fitzpatrick might actually be key relevancy to this. I think those two guys are going to be covered hardcore to where one of these guys are going to be wide open. But those are the sleepers. Sure. I think Josh Reynolds and Des Fitzpatrick for sure are definitely my sleepers there. So other than that, though, anything else that pretty much covers all four teams from yesterday's video and today.
Yep.
Is there anything you wanted to mention from these two teams?
Who do you have winning the division? Colts?
Colts. Colts, Titans making it in one of the wild cards. I don't see Texans or Jags. I think Texans are going to be the worst team in the league this season coming up.
Oh yeah,
I don't think they'll get past 2 wins, to be honest. 3 wins maybe, but as for Jags, we already mentioned probably 4 wins. Titans probably, I don't know what I say, 10 wins.
10, yeah.
So yeah,
I don't remember how many wins you said the Colts were having though. I think you said 9 or 10.
I don't even have it written down, but yeah, something like that, probably more than likely. So, anyways, yeah, that's it, man. So, I got nothing else.
Me either. I'm good.
So So goodbye, Josh Allen. And again, next week we're going to do a draft. So that's going to be IDP and a little bit of offense. And so that should be fun. We'll see how many guys. If not, we'll just do the computer. And the good thing about sleepers, it's pretty accurate. So it'll go off based off ADP. So if we get nobody on there, it's fine. Me and Mark will just do it anyways. But that's it, man. That's our lunch hour. I died a little bit, but I'm fine.
Hey, he's back.
I have no idea what that was about, but
it was a very rough start, but you made it.
So, so wherever you're at, good morning, good evening, good night, where the hell you're at, and see you next week for sure. On Sunday, I will be with the guys on the Nerd Huddle for Morning Spike. So I will see you then. Later.
Getting hyped when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate.